Port activities in relation to container traffic picks up marginally ending July this year after hitting record lows in January. Also, Bosokai Spare Parts Dealers Association gives government and the Ghana Revenue Authority a 2-week ultimatum to reverse some decisions taken to ensure tax compliance and invigilation exercise at their shops. And interest rates continue to surge on the money markets despite government securing a marginal undersubscription of Treasury bills. My name is Elikem Aku Kumpe. Let's settle for the details now. The Abosokan spare parts dealers have given the government and the Ghana Revenue Authority a 2-week ultimatum to reverse some decisions taken to ensure tax compliance and enforce its invigilation exercise. The spare parts dealers have described the decision as intimidating and disrespectful to traders. Head of Communications of the association, Tichi Ado, said the GRA must stop harassing traders who are doing legitimate business in the markets.
We are speaking for all traders. 2 weeks if we didn't hear anything from the government, we'll hit on the streets. All shops will be closed down. The people of Abosokan are very angry. They are fighting for their rights. This is liberation. We are liberating our business community. This is the independent and the trading community in Ghana. Purely independent for all traders in Ghana. If government refuses to do so, we'll give them a strong warning. If they refuse, we'll give them legitimate action.
Do you guys think you've been intimidated?
Yes. Not intimidated alone. Harassment and disrespect. Jail doesn't respect traders.
Tichiado is the head of communications for the Abosokan Spare Parts Dealers Association. Activities at the country's ports are picking up in terms of container traffic. This is based on the latest data covering economic activities in the country for the third quarter of this year. But what could be the impact on revenue mobilization? George Wiafe has the rest of the story.
Based on Bank of Ghana's data ending July this year, 57,000 containers came through the country's ports. What makes these latest numbers interesting is that it represents a significant increase from what was recorded in January this year. The numbers showed that port activities reached its lowest for this year and even since the pre-pandemic era. However, what has been recorded is still far lower than what we had in the pre-pandemic levels, that is January 1, 2021. At that time, 70,000 containers came through the country's ports. This should mean that we still have a long way to go in terms of saying that activities have improved significantly at the country's ports. For some, this latest development could be linked to arguments that economic activities are indeed picking up, or the economy might be on that path to recovery. Again, what could be the implications of this on revenue mobilization, despite concerns raised about high level of taxes at the ports? Well, some have argued that it could impact positively on taxes for the next half of this year if this trend is sustained.
And that was a Business Desk report. Interest rates continue to surge on the money markets despite government securing a marginal undersubscription of Treasury bills. That's according to the auction results from the Bank of Ghana. And here's more.
The yield on the 364-day bill shot up to 32.8% from the 32.5% recorded the previous week. Also, the 91-day T-bill went up by 0.2% to 28.5%. That of the 182-day bill also inched up to 30.9% from the 30.6% the previous week. Meanwhile, the government got 2.49 billion cedis from the sale of the T-bills, approximately 2.7% under subscription of the targeted amount. A chunk of the bills came from the 91-day T-bills. About 1.88 billion cedis of the bids were tendered. All the bids were, however, mobilized from the very end of the money market. For the 182-day, about 484.1 million cedis were tendered, in which all were accepted. On the other hand, the 364-day bill received an offer of 131.1 million cedis.
That was a Business Desk report. Now, the Deputy Chief Executive of Development Bank Ghana, Michael Mensah-Ban, has indicated that his outfit is hoping to invest 1 billion Ghana cedis in the economy by the end of the year. According to Mr. Ban, creating an enabling environment for the youth to set up sustainable ventures is critical and will contribute to economic development.
Addressing the lack of long-term financing that drives the kind of investments that will lead to sustainable growth is a gap that must be addressed. It is critical that we work to unleash the potential of the youth by creating the right enabling environment. Although DBG was launched only in June last year, we are targeted to invest up to 1 billion Ghana cedis in the productive sectors of the economy by the end of the year. At Development Bank Ghana, sustainability is a core pillar of our operations. We have embraced the principles of environmental and social governance criteria.
That was Deputy Chief Executive of Development Bank Ghana, Michael Mensah-Ban. Savings and loans company Sinapi Aba has received 15 million cedis from the Development Bank of Ghana. The loan is to help Sinapi Aba on lend to micro, small and medium-scale enterprises at competitive rates. Speaking after a working visit by the company to DBG, Chief Executive Officer of DBG, Kwamina Duka, disclosed that the interest rate for the facility is the same as rates quoted by commercial banks.
But you all know the size of the lending deficit. It's not something that DBG can do alone. And that is why it is important that we continue to build and recycle our loans and grow our loans based on the impact that we make. And in that, we are together. Regarding the loans and the pricing of the loans, depending on the tenor and the sector, it's exactly the same.
That was Chief Executive Officer of DBG, Kwamina Duka. Managing partner of Ishmael Yamson and Associates, Michael Harry Yamson, has called on policymakers to develop a regulatory framework which will facilitate a smooth intra-African trade. Mr. Yamson spoke at the launch of the report on diagnostic analysis of Ghana's African Continental Free Trade Agreement preparedness, commissioned by the UPSA Law School.
If you have to pay taxes and duties at the port, I believe there are about 27 of them that you have to pay. And the documentations for them are many and varied. It should be possible for an importer to work with one document that will capture everything, and then the back office handles what needs to be handled if indeed we need it to be so multi-layered. And even as consumers, if you want to do business, outside of Ghana, the first question even that you have to ask yourself is, where do I go to assure myself that this company I'm dealing with is a genuine business?
That was managing partner at Ishmael Yamson and Associates, Michael Harry Yamson. Ride-hailing company Yango says it will continue to invest in the general well-being of its drivers to protect them and their customers. The company made the announcement after it organized a free health screening exercise for all Yango drivers in Accra. Speaking to Joy Business, the country manager of Yango, Tom Ufonimi, said the company will continue to prioritize the safety and health of its customers.
For us, the health and wellness of our partner drivers is important to us. Given the rise in health issues, early detection is important, and that's why today we partnered with Standout Care to give provisional preventive checks for prostate cancers, and we extended it beyond just prostate cancer. They're also doing dental check, and because they're on the road, we're also doing eye checks as well, making sure that they're in a very good state to serve the people of Ghana.
For your pension tip on Money Lab, let's now hear from Kofi Poli, Chief Operations Officer of People's Pension Trust, as he answers frequently asked questions on pensions.
Hello and welcome to Money Lab. My name is Kofi Poli, Chief Operations Officer of People's Pension Trust. In our last episode of Pension Tidbits on Money Lab, we discussed how to plan comfortably for your old age retirement. Today, we are going to answer one key question that keeps coming up, and that is the delay in payment of accrued benefits. The delay can come about when there are gaps in your statement of accounts, and that is why we advise in our tidbits that please ensure that you go for your statement of accounts. Your statement of accounts will tell you whether there are gaps or not. That will even tell you whether the employer is paying your contributions on your behalf. Once you have gone for your statement, everything is in order. Trust me, it shouldn't delay to pay you accrued benefits. Thank you very much for being with us.
The EcoBank salary account is a special account designed for workers of all income brackets desirous of receiving their salaries through EcoBank. With the EcoBank salary account, you are guaranteed all the benefits of a normal savings or current account, plus many more. EcoBank salary account gives workers free life insurance cover of up to 10,000 Ghana cedis, 24/7 access to cash and e-bank services, internet and mobile banking services, high interest on savings, no minimum balance, ability to save through the EcoBank Save As You Spend, a unique feature that helps customers to save and invest. Remember, the insurance policy covers death, permanent or temporary disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchment, and more. Savings or current account holders at EcoBank do not have to close their existing accounts to enjoy the numerous benefits of EcoBank salary account. Just ask your branch to switch your existing account to the EcoBank salary account. And non-EcoBank account holders should approach any EcoBank branch and ask for the EcoBank salary account. Switch your salary account today and enjoy amazing benefits at EcoBank. Our toll-free number is 0800-003225 whenever, wherever for further details. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Ignition is next. Do enjoy.